live's starting up here. All right, welcome everybody to this is Ability MKE Now, coming to you live on YouTube, and I promise some of our Facebook audience, we do have Emily joining us, Emily Gallmer. Emily, you want to say hello to everybody?
Hi, everybody.
All right, all right, Emily, so we do have in the Zoom meeting the live on YouTube link, and I'm putting it in the chat. If you want to help me share that out over to there's a phone call coming in. I will have to catch that after the show. But this is Ability MK Now, typically on with River West Radio, riverwestradio.com. And so we are happy to have you all here as our listening audience. And I'm going to be sharing this over to our Ability MKE Now Facebook page. We actually had the instigator of Ability MKE Now, Marty Hagedorn, was on a collaboration meeting with us earlier this morning with Prosperity Pathways hosting, and with a lot of the business of Onward and Upward being taken on, and things on the fringes of a veterans coalition. And we're doing stuff with project, I guess, kind of with aspirations towards Project 22, but we don't have anything officially connected with them yet. But it's an event that we're doing that's called 222 to Save 22, and there actually is a website for that, 2-22 to save 22.com. So I'm going to be bringing that up here on our screen share. So
yeah, Marty is amazing.
Yeah, Marty Hagedorn was on while we're meeting about all this stuff this morning on our Prosperity Pathways Zoom. By the way, everybody out there is welcome to join us on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And if you're interested, please let us know. Here's the website, 2-22 to save 22.com. Welcome to 222 to save 22. Working together to end military suicide. We have a Veterans Coalition message by Dr. B, Anna Maria Bliven, taking a stand, working together, and our Veterans Coalition, Project Die Hard, Onward and Upward, Faith, Hope, let's see here. Faith, Hope, Love for Veterans. And we have Veteran and Warriors One-Stop Shop. We call it VWAS. And we have Hope Advance, the Veterans Ranch. VWAS is collaborating with us on a podcast that started yesterday. Now to be every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Central being produced. And so that's going to be on the Prosperity Pathways Zoom connection. So if you want to be on that veteran podcast, it's called The Mission Continues. And so lots of things developing here. But yeah, Marty Hagedorn was on with us while we were discussing a lot of this stuff. And so the story goes with Ability MK Now that Marty Hagedorn does Youth Rising Up. So let's take a look at that. Youth Rising Up. Marty Hagedorn, the big player behind that, but he's more inspired by all the youth that have rallied around it to make the show happen and to keep it going all this time, 5 years running. And so let's see here. You go to riverwestradio.com, and we are getting you to shows. And so Youth Rising Up is at the bottom of the list because of YOUTH. So there it is, Youth Rising Up. You click on that, it says it's hosted by Marty. Bi-weekly Wednesdays at 7 p.m. or I'm sorry, 8 p.m. So basically at the top of this hour. Now they had it December 8th. So 14 days from then is the 22nd. So they had it last week. And then so they'll be having it again on January 5th. So, but if you want to catch the SoundCloud recording of it, you can go to River West Radio, click shows, and then you can always listen live with River West Radio through this listen live button, the green button at the top of the pages from riverwestradio.com. And then we have our amazing show here where we have our archives through November on here. My wife, Sue Roskopf, is working on getting the December archives up here. And but in any case, you can see a little show description. You can enjoy going back to those November episodes. There's so many episodes to enjoy, 110 of them. So wow, we've been doing this since August 31st, 2016. So with Youth Rising Up, Marty Hagedorn contacted me and said, "Hey, Kurt, with what you're doing with disability advocacy, would you ever want to take it to radio?" So obviously 5 years later, 5 years and 4 months, obviously I said, "Oh yes, I do." And so Adam Voisin answered the call for me. Then when Marty instigated that, I turned right away to Adam Voisin, our captain, Adam. And so he said yes. So we were committed. We were going. We got with Martin Hallinger, and we made it a thing to bring Ability MK Now to Milwaukee Radio, riverwestradio.com, scheduling the episode and everything that you saw there for August. And in the meantime, I coincidentally bumped into a shirt-tail relative at a veterans resource fair. And so we reunited, and I caught up to what he's doing through Hope Instilled. So I'm going to take you quickly to hopeinstilled.org. Great work being done by my shirt-tail relative, Jory Prajinski. Take a look at this amazing oasis from the darkness of pain. So there's a big theme in the work that we do, because we're attending to some of the things that are left being tough for many individuals out there. There's a huge humanitarian need to address social isolation and to build a community that is more accommodating, inclusive, and accessible, and in consideration of so many personal circumstances. So chronic pain being one of them. So then we became the three amigos, and then through Ability Fest, which is where I met Marty through. There's also Dawn Green, who is very involved with Independence First and advocacy, and having had worked at the Disability Resource Center in Milwaukee, and a member of ADAPT, and going to all these advocacy groups, part of initiatives, just very active. Dawn Green, we invited her to come to the show. So we had Jory and Dawn coming as guests. And so when they came, we invited them to come back. We said, we're just getting this started. So their contribution is every bit as valid as ours. We just happen to be the placeholders that got the thing started. And then Jill Kraus helped us get connected to our featured caregiver, Mickey Frank. So we had Mickey Frank on, and her too. We invited her back as much as she wanted. And so those three kept sticking with us. So Adam agreed that Jory, Mickey, and Dawn all were good additions to our co-host team. And so that's what we became, the Fab Five, the co-host team: Jory, Adam, Mickey, and Dawn, basically the four of them. And then I was just kind of the linkage, that I was the guy that Marty Hagedorn was thinking of, to get the whole thing going. So big props to Marty Hagedorn, and Emily is giving him rave reviews for his presence and his first impressions through a Zoom meeting. And we're looking forward to keeping in touch with who I might call Mighty Marty. And so, Emily, you want to come in here and give any more reflection on your part with 222 to Save 22, Marty Hagedorn, these developments here at Ability MKE Now? You want to do your PSA on Onward and Upward and your review of Prosperity Pathways? What do you have to contribute this evening, Emily?
What do I have to contribute? We are going to hopefully sometime soon get Anna Maria and Marty connected. I think there could be some good collaboration there with Marty knowing some handful of veterans, at least, and see if we can help in the Onward and Upward and Prosperity Pathways mission, along with any involvement with the 222 event. And yeah, I didn't even know Marty was going to be showing up this morning. I know I had heard Kurt mention his name a handful of times. But I never actually knew what he looked like or anything, so it was good to put a name to a face. And we know for our 222 event, anybody who's interested in being involved somehow, in any way, to contact us, and we'll get you in the right, with the right info or spot for then. But it's just came up in like a month and a half, just coming up soon, right, Kurt?
Yeah.
Month and a half.
Something to put on your
calendar. We just started playing however many months ago, and it seemed like a long way away a few months ago when we first started, but now it's getting closer. At least in my opinion, it seemed like sort of a long time. But we now do have a confirmed location of having the event. It's the Kalahari Resort in Wisconsin Dells, Wisconsin. And we're going to have a full day of different activities, such as a job fair, a smash party, drone ball drop, concert, dinner, among other things, I'm sure. And so we're hoping to have a good turnout. So anybody who, please let all your friends know to join us. There's gonna be an in-person and online. So those of those of you who are either unable or can't get to being in the in-person event or in person, can do it over Zoom or however we have the online part of it. And what was I gonna say? Oh, JR, who is one of our veteran coalition members, is having an event for his veterans ranch down in Florida, coming up in like 2.5 weeks, January 14th, 15th, and 16th. Yeah, was a jamboree, horses and something jamboree, right, Kurt? And so there's that. We have quite a few events coming up in the next little bit here. And we just started a new veteran podcast yesterday. If anybody interested in being involved with that, to let us know. And anybody who's interested in being part of the Role of Women podcast, I just started a few weeks ago. And Zach Clayton from Community Pay It Forward is another one of our recent members of our team. Is starting a podcast next Wednesday, regarding with his organization. So we have a lot of new and exciting things that have been happening recently. So I have to say at the moment.
All right, thank you, Emily. So you got the topic of Horses and Heroes Jamboree. So I'm going on to see if I have handy Veterans Ranch, and I don't. Somewhere I gotta have. I'm trying to pull up on my computer the Horses and Heroes Jamboree document, and for some reason I don't have the right folder, so I'm gonna quick do a search in my Windows for horses. There it is. So this will be interesting. So and then I'm going to do a screen share. I'll get that screen share going for you. So while it's loading on my screen, oh, there it is. It's loaded up. So here it is, the Horses and Heroes Jamboree presented by the Veterans Ranch and a couple of the collaborating partners there, Camaraderie Rescue Mission, and got another logo there of another collaborating organizations. So that's January 14th to the 16th, Friday through Sunday. And that's at the Nancy Slater Cowboy Camp down there in Lake Wales, Florida. They're posting that vet and +1 covered, and they're taking emails at pjjrranchcorp@gmail.com to register any leads. It's pretty much a gamut of who do you know in Florida. So all of us, Emily's in Madison, I'm in Milwaukee, and so we're going to be vicariously supporting and surrounding this event and pulling out whatever we can get remotely. Maybe having as part of our podcasting schedule any little updates that we're getting on it, and making sure everybody's tuned into the Veteran Ranch social media for anything updated there. And then I want to come over to this 222 to Save 22. We have a PDF file on that, sponsored by Onward and Upward and Kalahari Resort in the Dells. So we have an agenda and tickets for the day. Job fair for the veterans, 9 a.m. to noon Central Time. This is in the Wisconsin Dells in Wisconsin, but I want to stress that we're going to be working with the Disability Channel. We're going to be working with the with Transform You Media Network and other allies to make this have a lot available through the day virtually on Zoom and so forth, and live streaming like this. So we're showing a Smash and Meditate 1 to 1:30 locally there at the Kalahari. They're going to have $22 a person, be a part of it. What's happening?
Are you wanting to share your screen with that or not?
Yeah. So
Because it's still showing JR's event, so I didn't know.
There, is that better?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah. So now since I didn't realize I wasn't sharing, I'll quickly give you a glimpse of what I was reading from. So then we're down here to the drone ball drop, 2 to 2:30, $22 a ball. These things are all on Eventbrite. And then we got that Project 22 documentary to see here, 3 to 4:30. And then benefit gala 5 to 7, $122 per person. So again, it's who do you know in Wisconsin, and obviously who do you know would be willing to travel to Wisconsin, to the Wisconsin Dells, to take in these items. Benefit concert 7 to 9 p.m., $22 per person at the Kalahari Resort, and remote access. And then it's got the website there. So I'm going to go over here to, well, that's Hope and Still. And I think I was showing this already. The 222 to Save 22. So we have all that there. Again, our River West Radio with Ability MK Now page. And I'm also showing here a Google Calendar. Emily has been working hard on creating a nice little convenient place that people trying to keep up with us, all the great things that we're doing day in, day out, week in, week out, and month in and month out. All of these things are populating in a public calendar. So stay in touch with Emily and I and others in our network to get a hold of this. If you are looking for this, you can email me, Kurt, K-U-R-T, at thedisabilitychannel.us. And you can also give me a call and text me, 262-372-1754, 262-372-1754. Easy to remember as 262-372-1-SKI. So the 754 buttons have the letters SKI on it, so I can do the 1-SKI thing, which is kind of fun, which ties to the fact that Sue Alana and I are all water skiers, and we all can go on 1-SKI. A long time ago, I was able to go barefoot. I could probably do it today, but I got more into announcing and stuff like that. And I stand in front of audiences and say, I'm so good at water skiing, I'm standing here in front of you talking. So
yeah, so everybody know Kurt's a good announcer.
So and with our radio show with River West Radio, when we are live with them, we always have to cut these shows off right on time. I'm going to roughly follow that format tonight. We're using references like time.gov to know when it gets to be 7:59 Central, because when it's 7:59:00, they have automatically kicking in a pre-recorded transitional message, PSAs and standard messaging in there for the minute in between shows. And so I'm just going to kind of have this up here as we finish tonight's show, and we'll be wrapping this up in about 2.5 minutes. And so thank all of you for tuning in here, and we hope you tune in again next Wednesday, January 5th, again at 7:30 p.m. And it again will be available for live listening on River West Radio. And my wife, Sue, and Emily work together to get this recorded for Transforming Media Network and live streaming out to Facebook through my wife, Sue, and through that. So we'll be back in action. We'll be taking a little bit of a review on how the Pact podcast went with Zach, PACT podcast, all coming together. So Emily, we have
That's it. And then just to that's at 7:30. 7:30 p.m. Central for this show.
Yeah, every week, and that you can be reminded of when you get to the Ability MK Now. It says Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. and this is Milwaukee Radio, so Central Time, hosted by me, it says on there. Even though Sue does all the hard work of doing a lot of the pre-production, post-production, and actually hosting and moderating the show, I get credit for it because I've been doing it for 5 years. 5 years, 4 months. So that's basically what I wanted to get out tonight, even though River West Radio is taking a holiday break and Martin is not really coming on to Zoom and capturing these for live broadcasting. I wanted to still keep the show time and let you all know that Emily and I and my wife Sue is out there. She is grabbing this off of Facebook to see the YouTube live going out and sharing it out. So a little bit of a message from the founder, yours truly, Captain Kurt. We don't have Captain Adam here, but he is eagerly anticipating a February 18th Elf Party. So stay tuned for more on anything we can share from Captain Adam on the Elf Party. Tickets for that are soon become available in January. And so we are pretty much at a goodbye time, but I just want, that's Monday, January 3rd. The tickets become available to purchase, and I believe they're just going to be free tickets. But with that, we're going to sign off. This is a